Hello, Taurus Sun, Libra Rising. It is time for your year ahead reading. This is going to be for May of 2025 through April of 2026. I'm going to lay out 12 cards, one for each month. Card 1 is going to be for May 2026, but when I'm referring to the cards, it is just months 1 through 12. Okay, here we go. Card number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I got a new table. Got to adjust to everything. 7, 8, and 9, 10, 11, and 12. And then I'll pull a card from the back of the deck for an extra theme or message for the year. We have the King of Wands. Sorry about that. Wands are a fire element. Somebody who's bold. It is bold action. It is risk taking, but based on experience. So it's not as risky. Other people may consider them crazy for trying it, but they know from their experience what they can and can make work or create, if you will. It's masculine energy. It's a more directive authority than nurturing. It feels like this is what you're trying to attain for the year, is this kind of energy. This is like a goal for you in some way. I don't know if it has to do with work or just life in general. You want to be assertive. You want to be seen as somebody who is confident in what they do. Even if they fail, they're still confident that that is what was meant to happen. And then they use that and turn it into success. It's still work. There's still actions and activities that they do in order to make things happen, but there's a fresh boldness that they have that maybe you admire in some way. So that's I can speak. That is what may be influencing you for most of this year. We'll see what happens as we go through the months. We're starting off here in month 1 with the Page of Swords. Swords are an air element. Libra is a cardinal air element. And Libra is ruled by Venus, which means Venus rules your whole chart, not just the first house, but the entire chart. So whenever there's a Venus retrograde or things going around on with the planet Venus, you may feel that in your whole life, or especially your first house, and maybe Taurus too is also ruled by Venus. But your whole chart is going to be impacted. This also means that you look for value above quantity in all areas of your life. You don't want to settle for second best. You're striving for the best, to be the best. You're striving for that value. And that value is in your eye and what you believe what you believe is valuable. So don't question you have a natural ability to find that and to get to that as long as you trust in that part of yourself. Especially with that double Venus with your rising and your sun, and it was a triple, and it being your chart ruler. All right, back to swords. Sorry, diverged. Swords, air element, pages, young, fresh energy. You're ready to start a new path, a new way of thinking, which fits in with that King of Wands energy or goal of attaining that. You're trying to figure out here, well, what is your path? Which direction should you go? What should you do first? What are the options out there? It's a month of discovery, like literal discovery, looking things up, doing your research, figuring out what path you want to take, because at this point in time, you don't really know because you've never done this before. So you're trying to figure it out. What's your next step going to be? In month 2, we have the Hanged Man. Now, this is putting yourself into an intentional timeout, taking a break from the planning and just letting things unfold in front of you. It could be that questions and things that you delved into in month 1, you just need time to absorb them and think about them and try to figure out how you're going to integrate into your life. But this isn't a month where you're taking any actions. It's not a month where you're starting anything new. This is a month where you are just putting yourself on pause, maybe waiting for something in particular to play out so that then you can decide your next step. That might be what's going on here most strongly. But again, not a month to make big decisions or start anything new. It's a month to observe and take notes. And then in month 3, we have the 9 of coins. This is a card of success. This is a card indicating you're close to the end of a cycle in some way, possibly related to your job, maybe home, maybe finances in some way. But you've achieved a certain level of success in whichever area this is for you. And it is something that you need to take time to appreciate, to pause a little bit and celebrate what you have accomplished, what you have achieved. Recognize it, acknowledge it, celebrate it in some little small way. Even if that just means sitting out in that beautiful garden, that yard you worked on all last year, got everything ready, and this year everything's coming up roses and it smells beautiful. Make sure you take time to sit in that garden and enjoy it and be proud of it and settle in and ground yourself there. So whatever that space is for you in your life, take time to appreciate what you've accomplished, to acknowledge it, to acknowledge your success. Then in month 4, we have the 5 of Wands. So 5s in general are little hiccups in the road of life, if you will. 5 of Wands in particular indicates a challenge of some sort, something where you want to come out on top. You want to set yourself apart from the others. But how do you do that? I would say you leverage your sense of value here, because what you value is not necessarily going to be what everybody else that is competing for this thing values. They may be going by the book or by what's been done before, but you may find value in saying, you know what, I think we need to eliminate these steps. Just jump from here to here because these are no longer here. That's just redundancy. We don't need that. That doesn't bring any value. We want things that bring value. I think if you can focus on that in some way, that's how you rise to the top. That's how you stand out from the crowd. That's how you get the recognition or the opportunity or the offer. Focus on what you value and what you feel would bring value to the situation. And then in month 5, we have the Justice card. This is a major arcana card. A lot of times this is thought of as karma, things coming back around. This also feels it could be closure on something too. So if there's been an outstanding legal matter, this could be the month that it gets resolved. Or you're coming to an agreement and making it official in some way, getting it signed off, notarized, etc., and closing the book on it. It feels like you're closing the book on something in an official way. Both parties are satisfied with the terms. Maybe you've been working on this for quite some time, and it's going to feel like a weight is lifted off your shoulders once it goes through. For some of you, you are going to have to compromise. You're going to have to give up something. Maybe initially you're not happy about it, but it's going to be worth the lift that you get afterward. You can always attain whatever that is again in the future. It's not something you need at this time. It is something you can let go of, as long as you don't let pride get in the way, so that you can have this resolved and you can move onward. So you can go after your dreams and your goals. Sometimes you have to give up something to get the big thing, the big prize. And then in month 6, we have the Hermit card. This is a card of retreat in a way. It's internal. It's going inside. It's internalizing things. Introspection. There is the word I have been wanting to get out. It is a card of introspection. It is a card of carefully considering, now that you don't have this over your head anymore, now that this has been resolved, now what do you really, really want? What do you want your next step to be? What is it that you're most drawn to? And this does require you to sit and think about it and feel into it. Because you may have a lot of options before you, but there are some you do not like. They may make practical sense. That might be the smartest thing to do, but that's not what this is about. This is what is right for you. So give it some serious thought. Don't just do a throwaway thing. Well, I'll just do this because that's what we always do. That's not what this is about. This is about really sitting with each of these things and within yourself Which one lights you up? Which one gets you excited? Which one feels like it's the right path for you, is lighting the way to where you want to go? This is all about figuring out what you want to do next and which path is the right path for you to take to get there. That's month 6 for you. In month 7, we have the 7 of coins. I like that synchronicity there, especially with this being a coin card, which is a pentacle or an earth element. This Horn of Plenty is coming in here. It's popping out at me, I should say, for this card. The Horn of Plenty and the coin. So I don't know if you get a bonus or something, unexpected income in some way this month, but that feels a little bit like it. Not a guarantee, just feels like there's something going on where abundance is coming in some way. Not necessarily long-term abundance, though. Now, another aspect of this card is taking stock of where you're at, what is working, what isn't working, what you need to change, what you need to get rid of. You're reevaluating your assets in a way. So maybe there's some financial planning involved here, or maybe some adjustments you determine that you need to make in order to attain or make progress toward that goal. You'll be making decisions this month on like hard decisions or modifications to any hard plan that you had. So do not be afraid to reevaluate and adjust your plan as you're moving throughout, as you're making progress, because things change all the time. You've had a lot going on here, especially in these last 3 months here, the first 6 months. And it's time to reassess. See where you're at. See if you still have the same goal. It's okay if you don't. Where are you placing value at this time? What is the most valuable thing to you, or the most which goal or which area of your life do you want to put your focus, invest in over the next 6 months? That's the evaluation going on. And then we have the Lovers here in month 8. Now the Lovers, this is also a little bit of self-reflection, but it is also it's more about where are you at right now in your relationship. Now, this could be a friend, it could be a business partner, it could be a romantic partner. But there is this need to have the conversation. And it's an intimate conversation, not necessarily intimate in a sexual way or anything like that, but really, really being honest about what your needs are, what it is you want out of this relationship, what it is you feel is lacking here that you need. Is this something that you guys can come together on? What is it that they need out of this relationship? What do they feel is lacking from their perspective? You need to be open to hearing what the other party has to say as much as they need to be open to hearing what you have to say. This is something you should set aside time for. Consciously set aside that time to come together and have this conversation. This is where you're trying to decide, is where we're at now where I want us to be tomorrow or in 3 months or a year down the road? Are our goals aligned, or have we drifted apart? And then what's our next step from that? It can be a very intense conversation, but it is a very necessary conversation, especially if this is a partner in any way that you count on or that you depend on or that you want to view them as an equal, as a co-lifer, as your partner, one way or another. Is that still there? Are you guys still on track? Are you guys still on the same page? Important. And then in month 9, we have the Knight of Wands, closer to the King. The Knight of Wands has the knowledge now, right? They've read the books. They've gotten the certificate. They understand now what is supposed to be done. The problem is they don't have any experience in this, so they want to figure it out. But the way they're going to have to figure it out, because not everything goes by the book that they read, right? They're going to have to gain experience. They're going to have to actually try things, physically do the things. And when they fail, they're just going to say, okay, well, what was wrong? All right, let's try again. And let's try again. And they will go and go and go because it is wands until they succeed. There's a lot of energy. There's passion. There is anticipation and excitement for the challenge. They are up for the challenge. Feels like in this month you are up for the challenge, whatever that is. It may or may not be in pursuit of this big goal, but there is a sense here of you're ready to do it. You're ready to try, to take the chance, to take the risk. It can be a little bit foolhardy, but I mean, you have to start somewhere. At some point, you have to take the chance and you have to go for it. So this may be the month that you're doing that, especially if you know where this relationship is going, if you have the support, or if you know that you know what you need to do after you have this conversation here. This may be just a little thing you want to make sure you're on firm ground, or you know what the next step is here before you're willing to say, okay, let's go. Let's give it a shot. Let's try this out. Oh, that didn't work. Well, let's try again. And you may do it 3 or 4 times this month where you try the different things to figure out how it works for you, how to make it work for you. And then in month 10, we have some anxiety, some fear, the feeling that you're trapped. No, it's not a feeling. Thinking that you're trapped, thinking that you're stuck where you're at, thinking that there's not a way out. This could just be anxiety from the changes that you're implementing here, that are occurring here. It could just be something triggers you. For this month, just be aware that you may fall into the trap of thinking that you are trapped, that you are stuck, that there's no move forward. The reality is, even looking at this card, where she's blindfolded, but it's not really that great blindfold. She's tied up, but not really tied up too tight. She could easily raise her arms and take the blindfold off. She could also just tentatively step forward a little bit and discover that she's not trapped. There's nothing in her way. These swords are on either side of her. They're also stuck in the ground. They are not moving. These thoughts and ideas are ready for you to leave them behind. So there is maybe a shift in a belief or the way you think about something that's going on, but you've always thought it was that way, and it's hard to let go of that. It's hard to move on from that. You're not trapped there. You can move on. You do not have to take those things with you. You do not have to carry that forward with you. You can leave that in the past and move beyond it. Just know, ultimately, that you are not stuck. There is a way. You just have to keep your eyes open and keep moving forward. And then in month 11, we have the Queen of Swords. So definitely another authority card, the Queen. But this time it's the feminine energy. It is more nurturing. Although the Queen is very much focused, the Queen of Swords is very much focused on logic and communicating and going by the rules a lot of the times, having plan A, B, C, X, Y, Z. A lot of times this could be seen as a widow kind of energy, where she's sort of sad, but she also can be have a lot of empathy when it comes to something like estate management. Seems weird to say that, but that's what's coming up. Okay. This is somebody, it feels like it's an advisor. This could very well be you because you have that Libra rising, that cardinal air sign. So this could be your energy here, where you're focused this month more on the practical side of things, on having a plan, on making sure all the I's are dotted and the T's are crossed. You have everything ready to go. You have a plan in place. Or this could be somebody helping you with this, or it could be you and somebody else working together. You both have that air energy, and you're just making sure everything is lined up and ready to go. It's a very practical feeling of or vibe I have for this month. This step, and then this step. We need to make sure this is done, and this is done. And then we need to have a backup just in case this goes wrong or that goes wrong. It's a lot of planning vibe. It's organizing, getting things together. That's the strongest vibe I'm getting for this month. And then we have the King of Swords here in month 12. So still king energy, just in the swords. This is your natural element for your chart. King of Swords. So Queen was more nurturing, still an authority figure, masculine energy, much more directive. This may very well be somebody who, like a financial planner or somebody you're reaching out to help you do something. Maybe it's helping you create this business or this thing that you want, helping file the paperwork, whatever it is. This could be somebody who is like a realtor or a lawyer, somebody who knows the steps you have to take, the legalese, if you will, how to get everything filed, when it should be filed. Maybe this is tax time kind of energy too for you. Maybe this is an estate planner. Whatever it is, this is somebody that has the knowledge you need, and it would be recommended that you ask somebody or get a consult at least from somebody like this with any questions you may have about getting to this goal here, because they're going to have a lot of good advice, and they can help you make sure you have the right forms and things like that. There's something to do with forms. They'll make sure you have, or help you make sure that you have the correct form for exactly what it is you want to do. And that's the vibe I'm getting from that. And that, Taurus Sun, Libra Rising, is what I have for you for your year ahead for May of 2025 through April of 2026. Please hit that like button. Please share this with others. Please comment below to let me know if this resonated with you or not. And please subscribe to help me grow my channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you later.